As analysts go, he gets as much abuse as Dr. Melfi on The Sopranos, but this guy's earned it. I mean, not the abuse, the respect. The winningest coach in the history of Notre Dame. He was on the sideline the last time two top 10 teams met at the Joyce Center. That was back in 80-81 when Carnations were cool and number 9 Notre Dame beat number 7 Indiana. So it's a top 10 Notre Dame team hosting a number 4 Pittsburgh club. Mike Bray and Notre Dame. Brandon Knight, lob. Take a page from Julius. He knocks it in. He had 19. Pitt down a couple. Knight, the layup, no. Uh-oh. Siobhan Troutman, yes. Pitt by 5. Troutman didn't miss any of the 6 shots in the first. Chris Thomas laid an egg in the first meeting between these two teams. Went 2 of 15. He laid a golden egg in this one. Pretty coast to coast, tied at 31. Second half, 45-36. Turin Francis Snow, get a body on somebody. Comes out to Matt Carroll. Splash. Notre Dame down 6. Next possession. This team can shoot from the outside. They have an inside game, and they got a great point guard. Carroll at 14. Later in the second half, Irish by 2. Tough play underneath. Dan Mueller, the rejection. He feeds Thomas for the layup at the other end. Notre Dame up 4. They're going nuts at the Joyce Center. Thomas, 24 in the game. But somebody says Julius Page snapped me. Pitt within 1 after the 3. 35 seconds left on the clock. It's 64-61 Notre Dame. Who do you go to, Pitt?
Go to Knight Edwards first. Ties it at 64.
Look, clutch, baby, clutch. He says, forget all the others.
All right, so Pitt went to Brandon Knight. Now, with 10 seconds left, what will Notre Dame do? Chris Thomas has the ball. Pull up for a 3?
No.
Drive?
Maybe.
Penetrate and dish?
I'd say yes.
Turn it over?
No.
Brandon Knight said, hey, this is the way it's supposed to be, my friend. And he said, yes, you're right, it is. What does Chris do with it? He is going to back him in, penetrate, and wait for Turin Francis to flare. And there's a little bucket with a left hand. Francis didn't attempt the shot in the first half. Coach Bray, it's yours.
He looked to me and called the set right away. You know, he called 2 cross, which is a flat set where he has room to, and when he calls it with that kind of confidence in his eyes, I second the motion.
I second that emotion.
No singing, baby.
Notre Dame a winner by 2 over Pittsburgh. Well, Notre Dame had a chance to be number 1 at one point. They have not played well against high-ranked teams, but boy, against Pittsburgh, a win. Texas, a win. Maryland, Marquette. It was Pittsburgh who nearly took over number 1 in the country and failed to do so.
Terps have a rarity in college hoops. Blake, McCall, Nicholas, Holden, Randall. That's 5 seniors. But this day was all about a youngster, Jared Jack, with his favorite player, Stephon Marbury, watching. He had himself a day. Game tied at 22. Second half, Tech ahead. B.J. Elder, who had 23 points, gets it out and goes. And Ismail Muhammad,
man,
goodness gracious, young fella. He's sitting on Taj Holden's neck. Tech up 10. And it's Muhammad again. Climb the ladder, little fella. Woo! Tech's up 13, but the defending national champs will not go away without a fight. Drew Nicholas comes off the screen. Give me all 3 of these and one more. A 4-point play. Terps storm back. They're within 5. Terps still down 5. It's Nicholas again. He had 18, got hot late. Hey, it's a 2-point game. I told you the young fella, Jack, did some work. Call the cops. It's a bank robbery. Jack off glass. The Terps fought hard to get in it. Drew Nicholas said that killed him.
Spend so much energy trying to fight back and do whatever it takes to win. A lot of times, you know, if a team just makes a shot like Jack's 3, banked in, I mean, shots like that, they just break your back.
Tech still unbeaten there in Atlanta in the Thriller Dome. They got to get a win on the road. Have not done that yet. Meanwhile, the Terps, they climbed to 6-1 and in first place in the ACC with excellent defense, among the nation's best in field goal percentage allowed. However, in the last 2 games, the Terp losses. The D's surrendered 86 and 90. Virginia shot 55% from 3. Tech 56% from the floor.
ACC packed tight. Duke's right there. Coach K and his Devils looking for the 25th straight win at home. First half, Duke up 6. You got to like the guys who get knocked down and get right back up and start fighting again. It's like riding a bike. Casey Sanders. There's a big block. He had a career-high 14 rebounds to boot. Dante Jones, I'll take that, and then I'll go this way. And then I'll miss, but guess what? Colonel Sanders is there to pick it up, and it's finger-licking good. Duke up 8. Yep. Later in the half, they're up 9. Clemson. That's another turnover. Jones. Chris Duhon. And
Casey Sanders.
Whammo, Duke at the half, 34-25. Second half action, Clemson back within 3. Easy, Ed Scott behind the back. Count it. 11 points for Scott. Larry Shyatt says, is this going to happen? Clemson within one. Sheldon Williams, get that shot out of here. Duke recovers. Daniel Ewing. Duhon. Oh, that's pretty. Williams finishes. Duke starting to pull away. They're up 10. Then it's Duhon. Jones just hanging around. Lunch. Splash. Jones 15. Coach K and company, the streak lives. They win it by a final of 65-55.
12th ranked Pokes from Oak State taking on Cincy. They've dropped 3 in a row. Bob Huggins so unhappy with his team. He said, you know what? You can't go in the locker room.
We haven't had, a whole lot of McDonald's All-Americans on those guys. We've just had guys who cared so much and put it on the line. And when they start calling me and saying, Coach, those guys don't deserve what they got, then they're right. They don't deserve what they got.
So the Bearcats have been in the women's crew locker room. Jason Maxiell out there spanking shots. Said, get me back in the plush surroundings. Bearcats, D's always been the calling card. They're putting Oklahoma State on lockdown. Melvin Sanders barely hit the floor with that. That's a shot clock violation. Jason Maxiell, regulate, big fella, regulate. Offense and defense. Cats up 1 at the half. Second half, it's all about Maxiell. Oh, he's breaking off a little chunk of that funky stuff. 24 for Maxiell. Since he wins by 11 and perhaps gets back in the locker room.
Jim Calhoun out of the hospital following prostate cancer surgery. That's the good news. Now the bad news, his wife's got to deal with him. He should be back on the sideline in 3 to 4 weeks. This is a head coach who has a hard time sitting down during a movie. He has seen his team go 1-1 in his absence. They play again on Big Monday against Jim Boeheim, Syracuse Orangeman. Boeheim himself, a prostate cancer survivor. Well, Scott, what do you do after you win your 800th game?
Go to Mizzou.
And go for 801.
Thank you.
Bob Knight says, Andre Emmett, you demand. Let's get going. Early on, the pick. The other way, easy layup. Andre Emmett made 6 of his first 8. Moments later, we try the pull-up jumper in the lane. That works, and then we go to the baseline and see if that'll go. And Emmett scored 16 of Tech's first 21, which is great for Emmett and bad for the rest of the team. Not enough offensive weapons. Ricky Clemens, 14 points, 5 assists. We're within 2. Jimmy McKinney, 3. Count them all. Mizzou's got a first lead. Josh Croakey, Trayvon Bryant, he had 13, and he is receiving the business end of that bounce pass. Next possession in transition. Ricky Paulding hit a lot of big shots, but Johnson is there with a little hook. 6'9", 260-pound big fella was strong. Nobody could body him. 13 rebounds to go with the 23 points. Paulding, Bryant, two-handed finish. Missouri finishes him off 82-73. They out-rebound him 38-21. And I have more. On the road this season, non-conference game, Bob Knight's team's great. In conference, yikes, 0-4. Their rebounding margin, and again, hammered on Sunday, -49. Uncharacteristic for a Coach Knight team.
Number 15, Wake, stepping out of the ACC, but it doesn't get any easier because Dwayne Wade and Marquette, they've got 27 straight wins at home, and right off the jump, here comes Dwayne Wade. Oh, made you look. Marquette up 2. Is he queuing? Was he dropping the cue dog for me?
The Shaq.
And then again, Wade, go and give it to you. Go and give it to you. See how many rap references we can get. That's Marquette up 6. Keep an eye on Robert Jackson. So far, by the way, we've got Nas and DMXing for the kids. Jackson. Now, there's nowhere to pass it, but Scott Merritt, sneaky, off glass. Jackson led the way for Marquette with 19. Wake Forest down 3. Josh Howard, maybe the ACC Player of the Year. Hustling with a steal. Reward him. He runs the floor. Wake down just 3 at the half. Second half. Wake down 1. Jamal Levy. He was only 3 of 10. Head fake off the glass. And 1. Wake up a deuce, but Marquette's not going to lose because they've got this Wade fella. Travis Diener finds Wade, and Wade, like MOP, on fire! He scores his 1,000th at Marquette, Carl. I know you love MOP. Marquette up 8, but Josh Howard not going to let Wade go away. Keeps him within 4 on the putback, but then Jackson. Oh, that's just filthy. Marquette hit 8 free throws in a row late. They extend their home winning streak to 28.
Way to bring it, Scotty. Get to see the best and worst of Illinois all in one game. Brian Cook And he finds James Augustine. The Illini by 8. Next possession, scrambled eggs. Deron Williams. Cookie gets this one for the Fush. Illini by 10. Cook at 22. Sean Harrington Luther head. He finishes. The Illini up 21-3. They continue on a 36 run. Head finish with 11. First 20-25 minutes, Bill Self says, as you continue to watch them play well, we played the best we've had all year. And as you continue to see them do things well, in the second half, it kind of fell apart. Cook again, despite all the scoring, Self said, the last 15 minutes, probably the worst 15 minutes we played.
Calm down, Coach.
All year. Roger Powell, exclamation point, thunder. Can I have a thumbtack? Powell up 14 points. Steve Brown, Cook, oops. Jimmy O'Bee, not too pleased. Cook got a game-high 22. The Illini win it. They said after their game against Oregon State, whenever you win, you can always say that was a must-win. Julius Barnes finds Joe Kirkefer, who slams it home. Barnes' only assist in the game. Next possession for Stanford. Oh, someone's shooting a silly string. Woo! More Barnes. Long three, and the fans kept chanting, Julie. They don't understand. That's what his coach calls him during practice. It didn't work. In fact, it motivated them to keep dropping dimes. Tough baseline, Jay, for Barnes, who had 33. Beavs have lost 19 straight to nationally ranked teams.
Middle of the pack in the ACC, rough sledding right now. NC State trying to get a road win. It's hard to do. Julius Hodge hits the B button, off glass and one. Hodge would miss the free throw, probably because he's jumping all around there. State's up 1, now they're down 3. You can see the clock. Nobody wants to shoot. You got to pull, fellas. Somebody pull. Rip the silly string. Hodge had Marcus Melvin open, but he pulled instead. Pack went 4 for 20 from 3. That wasn't one of the 4. Pete Gillen's club, a big 2-0 week.
Ripcord.
Despite a history of biting down hard on Longhorn hoops, Sooners on an 8-game win streak against the Hook'em Horns. Texas is 10-0 at home this season, but if history's any indication, early first half, Brad Buckman misses the short shot, and then what? Oklahoma player standing around Brandon Mouton. Texas, 17 offensive rebounds, and Kelvin Sampson says, breakfast isn't agreeing me, and neither is your fella's play. Texas up 10, Mouton. Finished with 14.7 rebounds. Texas up a half rack, threatening to blow it out, but, oh, the price was right. Hollis hitting the 3, the lead is 9. Then Price, another 3. The team was 7 of 14 from the 3. Price, 5 of 10.
Go G.
Price knocks down a huge 3 at the end of the half.
There is not a player in America I would rather have the ball if I were coaching than Hollis Price late in the game.
Oklahoma cutting the lead to 5 at the half, second half. Ebby Arah getting the bounce. Oklahoma takes its first lead, and then TJ Ford to Mouton. Number 3 for 3. Texas back on top. Oklahoma down a deuce, under 6 to play, and Price called for the charge. Oklahoma didn't score for over 8 minutes, and Price says that call ain't right. Texas up 1, just over 2 minutes left. Ford, Royal Ivy, he was a royal pain in the Sooners behind. Longhorns up 4 with just over 2 to play, but, oh, Price stepping back and popping it. 1-point game. Rick Barnes, he wants the charge. Take another look. Ford, did he have position? Didn't get the call. Jason Klotz with the baby hook. Longhorns go up a 3 spot, and then Price setting up for the pick, but where's the roll? Turnover.
We talked about how we really needed to try to dictate the game with our defense early in the game, and even late when we made those plays, we got some great help, guys helping each other out.
Longhorns win over their border rivals for the first time since January of 2000, 67-61, your final.
First home game without Jim Calhoun, who's recovering from prostate cancer surgery. First half, Carmelo Anthony matched his career high with 29. Huskies up just 2. Hughes trying to press here, and that's Hilton Armstrong. This is how you break the press. Makes the pass, beats everybody down court for the feed from Emeka Okafor. Connecticut up by 4. Late first half. Rashad Anderson. Anticipation, the steal, and the finish. 2 of his 13. UConn up 3 at halftime. Syracuse ice cold in the second half. Queth Duane misses. He shot 4 of 13 for the game. Craig Forth does too. He was shut out Monday. Okafor big block on Anthony, who shot 9 of 25. And Billy Edelin misses the 3. Jeremy McNeil misses. Okafor blocks Warwick. Syracuse missed 16 straight shots, 12 to start the second half. Huskies breaking that press again. Denham Brown down the other end, misses, and Okafor doesn't. Okafor, 15 and 12. Bill Rafter, your thoughts?
The trap in the corner, they would go over the top. They'd center the basketball, make the extra pass, and finish around the rim. Just so that they were in the right spots, which I think is key to diffuse any press.
No diffusing Ben Gordon. He had 11 points, and UConn wins big, 75-61. Blaney's first home win. He is 2-1 so far, manning the fort for Jim Calhoun. South Carolina College at Charleston and the Citadel. First half, the Cougs pounding the boards. Quentin Hollis, Christmas in Hollis. Cougars up by 11. Second half, elbow finish. Thomas Mobley. Grabbed by Michael Joseph. No foul. That's why he missed, really. 5.5 to go. Mobley redeeming himself. He's open for 3. He hit 4-3. College at Charleston wins 84-75. Cougs 19-5. They've won 8 in a row.
All right, how's Louisiana Tech in the Western Athletic Conference? I mean, Tulsa's enough of a reach. They were at La Tech. Jason Parker with 33 for Tulsa. Second half, La Tech cutting into their lead. Now just down a 6-pack. Antonio Meeking to Zach Johnson. Tech down 2. And Michael Wilder, oh, he's turned on. He had 19. Tech takes the lead. And then on the next possession, Darren Brown. Far out, man. Tech wins at 93-82. Tulsa drilled. Falls to 5 and 6 in the WAC.
Utah coach Rick Majerus looking for career win number 400 at Wyoming. First half, Mark Jackson for 3. Utes up 1, Jackson. 6th man off the bench in a big night. Another 3. This Mark Jackson, though, he's tricky. Behind the arc. Oh, little ball fake. Defender. You got to come back and help out. Where's the help? Jackson 10 at halftime. Utes up 4 at the break. Second half, Jackson. This time right down Main Street. He finished with 21. Utah wins 69-56. Rick Majerus, 19 seasons and 400 wins. Nice job.